Hello, my fellow spazzes, and welcome to the new series I'll be doing on my channel. I call it the Let's Talk About series, and it's where I talk about new games and any new information leaked about games. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so in my first episode, I'm going to be talking about Battlefield 1. And this is a game that I'm really excited about and really hyped for. And I really like how Battlefield has, like, taken a step back and, like, just went back into, like, just the classic movement, the, the World War setting. And they didn't even do World War II. They went back a step and did World War One, and I like that. It looked awesome. I love how the gameplay looks. Yeah, it looks epic, and I know it's been getting a lot of support, and I think it deserves all the support it's getting because it looks like a really awesome game. So, anyways, in my opinion, I think it looks epic. The gameplay looks epic. The Levolution, the whole like blimp thing that comes in, I think it looks awesome. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Post in the comment below of what you guys think of the game. Are you gonna buy it or are you gonna pre-order it? Just yeah, I'm definitely pre-ordering it. It looks awesome. I know there's been like some controversy on the game about how there's no like female characters in multiplayer. No, I don't really care for that. And that's because I'm male. But Battlefield, they're saying that they're trying to stick to realism. So I think that's okay. That's perfectly fine with me. But trying to stick to realism because there weren't really any like women fighting on the front lines. They're all like behind lines, I guess you would say. Being nurses or just back at home in factories building stuff. So I think I like how they're sticking to realism, but I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. Post in the comments below I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. But in my opinion, I don't really care. I think I like how they're trying to be more realistic on top of how realistic and awesome it looks already. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But there is news in single player that there's been a female protagonist spotted, and apparently she was in the reveal trailer already. It was the girl that was on the horseback, and here I'll put a picture up now. And yeah, it was this girl, and in the preview trailer that we saw, and apparently she's part of a tribe that were helping out the Ottoman Empire, that were part of the Central Powers. They're like Banshee. I can't remember what it's called, something like that. But yeah, female protagonist has been spotted in single player, so that's something for anyone who doesn't really agree with the non female. There's no female characters in multiplayer, so that's something that people who want female characters, they can look up. They can look to that in single player. So yeah, I want to hear your guys' opinion. Post in the comments below of what you guys think of the female protagonist, and then yeah, I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. And I'm thinking that maybe there's like a possibility that there's like two different campaigns, maybe it's kind of like where you start as a male protagonist like in the front lines, and maybe it like cuts to this female protagonist in the Middle East. I bet it does something like that. It's probably not like a two campaign thing. But yeah, post in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' opinion on the whole female protagonist and what the campaign's going to be like. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is a new game mechanic, is that there's a bayonet charge. If you guys have seen pre-alpha footage, there's a bayonet charge. It's for, I don't know which button on the PS4 or the Xbox One or the keyboard it is, but you press a button and then like you kind of like, take your gun like this, kind of turn it sideways a little bit, and you can like see your bayonet, and like you start charging, and it's like this intense like moment, like you're running and like you're yelling and stuff, and like the screen kind of like zooms in a little bit. And then, like, when you're charging, like, you can't stop the charge, but, like, it has, like, a certain time, so you're not going to be charging around the whole map the whole time. But when you run into someone, like, you plunge your bayonet into their chest, and, like, they just fall back, and, like, you fall forward with them. It's really epic and intense. So I want to hear your guys' opinion on the bayonet charge. To me, it looks epic. Like, it's so cool. Like, post in the comments below. I want to see what you guys have to say about that. To me, it looks awesome and epic and intense. So, yeah. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the Levolution. Like, holy crap, you can destroy anything. Like, Bad Company. Like, you can just level any building you want. Like, just any building. Like, in the Scar map that the pre-alpha footage was showing, like, every single building was, like, levelable. I don't know. Is that a word? Levelable? Destroyable. I don't know if that's a word either. Whatever. But you can destroy any building you want, and then, yeah, the Levolution, it's epic. Like, and when there's, like, an explosion, there's, like, this crater, and, like, dirt spews all over your, like, face and stuff. There's, like, dirt going everywhere, and there's, like, kind of, like, smoke kind of, like, coming out of the crater for a little bit. And, you can actually just I've heard things where you can just throw a grenade, make a crater, and kind of use that as cover if you're like in an open like field or something, trying to like get across, dash to like a trench or like a building or something. So yeah, the Levolution is awesome. Like anything's destroyable. It's super epic. But guys, I want to hear your guys' opinion on the Levolution. To me, it looks epic. Like if you can level anything, that's epic to me. It looks awesome. Okay, on to the next thing. So the next thing I want to talk about Conquest. Some people are saying that they think it's better. Do you think, some people are saying they think it's worse? In my opinion, I think it's better because, like, a lot of people are saying it's better because in Conquest, the losing team, like in previous Battlefields, like the losing team, like when they're like down like a bunch, they're just gone. Like in Conquest, for example, like the winning team may have like 300 tickets, the losing team may have like, I don't know, 20 left. You just know that they're dead. They're all gonna, it's over for them. But in Battlefield 1, some people are saying that they like it a lot better because the losing team kind of gets like this final stand thing, and that's the blimp. The blimp comes in, it has like two pods hanging, like, you know what I mean, like two pods hanging down, like those things on blimps that hang down, and each on the bottom of them, or not on the bottom of them, kind of like in the pods, there's machine guns that you can get on and like just fire down and spray on the enemy. It looks awesome. So yeah, there's kind of like this last stand thing in Conquest for the losing team. I kind of like that, and plus the way they put it within like a blimp, I think it's super cool. And you can manually drive it around, like it doesn't just manually circle around, like it's not scripted, but you can manually drive it around. And now the next thing I want to talk about, which is the blimp itself, is that when you manually drive it around and when it blows up, it is so freaking cool. Like it'll like kind of like catch on fire a little, and then like the fire will just spread just instantly. The thing will kind of blow up a little bit, and like it doesn't fall down in a certain place every time. Like in Battlefield 4, like on Naval Strike, Paracel Storm, that's what it's called. Like that, whenever it would storm, like the ship would come in and kind of like crash. That was scripted, like it would just come in like the same place. But in Battlefield 4, when you're driving around, wherever it gets destroyed, it's gonna fall down there. So if it's like in the middle of the map, like in the middle of the town, it's gonna level all those buildings, like in the middle of the town, and it'll leave like this middle frame behind. And it looks super cool. But if it's like over a field, like blow up and land in a field, it's gonna land wherever it gets destroyed. So I think that's super cool. It's not like scripted or anything. So I'm gonna hear your guys' opinion on the blimp. Comment below. I'm gonna hear what you guys have to say about the blimp. I think it's super cool. To me, I think it's super cool how it's not scripted. Like wherever it blows up, it's just gonna crash there, and it kind of like changes how the map flows. Like you have to navigate through it. Kind of like changes how the map flows, and it's super cool. I want to hear your guys' opinion on the blimp. It looks super awesome. Comment below. I want to hear your guys' opinion on it. Okay, so a new thing I want to talk about next in Battlefield 1. A new thing is that there's random weather. Like so in like the maps, you may go in, it may be sunny, and all of a sudden it changes. It's just like raining all of a sudden. Or maybe it starts out sunny, and then like all of a sudden there's just this huge like wave of fog that comes in, and then anyone who's sniping and like tanks and airplanes, field of view is gonna be significantly reduced. So like it changes the way the map plays. Like there's random weather. I think that's super cool. So anyone who has like a submachine gun or a shotgun is gonna have a huge advantage in like fog. They can get in close, close up with their enemies. And then snipers, you don't want to be a sniper in fog. And a new thing I want to talk about is the flare gun. Like the mini map, the system has been like really changed. Like so the way you see enemies on the mini map is that you have like a flare gun. It's kind of like a gadget option. So like you point it up, you shoot it in the air, and like the region, like the region that it goes over, it's gonna like reveal any enemies or tanks that are there for like a certain duration of time. I don't know how long, but that's how like the mini map kind of works now. Like you're gonna see your enemies a lot less on the mini map than you would in like previous Battlefields. So the way that you really want to see your enemy, like for a long duration of time, is to shoot the flare and go over like a certain part of the map of where, there's like explosions or gunfights where that there's probably going to be enemies. So yeah, the minimap has kind of been changed. It's kind of like affected with the flare gun. So it goes like hand in hand there. So I think that's cool. But anyways, I think the flare gun and the minimap, like the whole like difference there, is super cool. I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. Post in the comments below of what you think of like how the minimap works and like the whole flare gun thing. I like the flare gun, the whole like the new gadget. I think it's super cool. Post in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. Okay, one thing I want to touch on is the player and vehicle physics has been improved significantly. Like when I say significantly, tongue-tied there. But anyways, like it really has been improved like a lot. Like when I say like player and vehicle physics, like I mean like in previous Battlefields, when there's like a tank driving and then there's like a player like standing on top of it, it kind of looked like the player would like jerk back sometimes and have to like load forward with the tank. You know what I mean? Like it kind of looks like they're glitching or something. But now in Battlefield 1, if you look at pre-alpha gameplay, if there's like someone standing on the back of like an armored vehicle or a tank, like they're like the way like they move together, they're very fluent and it looks very nice. The player and vehicle physics has been improved by a lot. Like sometimes like every like 20 seconds, I don't know, like every like a small bit you might see them go back like it's like a tiny bit. It's nowhere near as bad as previous Battlefields where like looks like the player would just like glitch off, looks like they're like floating for a second. But yeah, so that's really been improved, the physics between player and vehicle movement. So yeah, that's super cool. So post your opinion in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about that. You know, if you think like it's cool or if it didn't really matter. You know, I think it matters. You know, so it doesn't like look like, kind of like ruin the mood of the game when you see something like glitching out and there's all this realism stuff happening. You look over, player on top of a tank just like floating for a second. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good idea that they fix that. They definitely put some time into that. So anyways, let's review what we went over. We went over how there's no female characters in multiplayer, how there's a female protagonist in single player, the bayonet charge, the blimp, the conquest is different, all that, the mini-map thing, in my opinion, yeah, the game, it looks awesome, like, the graphics, the graphics, the blimp, the conquest, I like all the new stuff, like how the conquest is different, but the blimp last stand thing kind of comes in. I like everything about the game, the gameplay, the bayonet charge, yeah, the bayonet charge, I can't wait to just stab someone and just watch them fall forward with them. Oh, it looks awesome. And I heard the single player, there's like some information about the single player that it's like really long. You jump between like different countries, Middle East back to Europe, Middle East back to Europe, like jump between there and there. So yeah, my opinion of the game looks amazing. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Just my opinion. I'm a huge Battlefield fan, so I would give it a 10 out of 10. I want to hear your guys' opinion of the game. So post in the comments below of what you guys think of the game. I want to hear your guys' opinion. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my first episode of my Let's Talk About series. So yeah, this is Gaming Spaz signing out. See you in the next one.